You've seen other dating coaches' videos. Here are the 5 sexy text messages that will make him crave you. Here are 7 things you can do right now that will break his will and force him to propose to you within minutes. This stuff is clickbait, and you click it, and that's why there are lesser dating coaches with bigger followings, but that's another story for another day. The fact is, there is one simple thing you can do right now that men absolutely love. Stick around, I'll explain what it is. My name is Marc Katz, dating coach for smart, strong, successful women, and your personal trainer for love. Welcome to the Love You podcast. Keep listening to the best and easiest thing you can do to make him like you. When we're done, I'll let you know how you could apply to love you and create a passionate relationship that makes you feel safe, heard, and understood. So, Love You members, the people who pay me for my advice instead of just listening for free, are having a banner week. Just this week, I got notification of an engagement from an African-American woman in her mid-50s, a photo from a millennial Love You grad who got a boyfriend in Love You and just reached their one-year anniversary, a 41-year-old woman who found her first easy relationship as she graduated from Love You, and 2 current Love You members who just got into committed relationships this week. Big week for Love You. And I mention this at the top of the video because it's easy to think that your experience with dating and men is the only experience and that whatever you do is futile because apps suck and men are terrible. But understand, every week is like this for me. I only tell you about this because it's important that you know there's a whole other way to be. So when you see other women who are successful, I'm hoping that it gives you more positive reinforcement so that you realize that there are some good men out there and that there's hope for you. And the idea that it's relatively simple to do better with guys if you do a few things differently. So I just want to begin today with a sociological observation about men that you can use to your advantage. Men are not very nice to each other. I know, it's a shocker, but it's true. Men don't compliment each other. Men rarely call each other. Men tend not to talk about their feelings to each other. Men certainly never touch each other. So if anything, part of the guy code is that men do the opposite of what women do under the guise of some sort of masculinity. Woman goes back to her high school reunion, her girlfriends are going to look at her and say, "Oh my God, Janine, you look great," regardless of whether she does. That's what they're going to say to each other. Guy goes back to his high school reunion, he gained weight, his guy friends are going to bust on him, make fun of him for losing his hair, ask him if he ate a basketball. That's what guys do. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm saying that's men. It's blunt, tactless, insensitive, or at least that's how we're socialized. And I don't even need to know why to point out that this is in general true. So when guys get older, right, 40s, 50s, we have work, maybe a hobby, maybe a couple of friends, but we don't have networks and men's groups and dad's nights out. Masculinity is a pretty self-reliant and lonely world. Now you enter. You wanted to know where you came in. You come in now. So you meet a guy online and he's been ignored and he's been ghosted and he's been belittled by 90% of women he's met online. And he doesn't have much in the way of warm, positive energy in his life from his guy friends. I think we could state this as a broad assertion. So if you're like most women, you tend to be wary because there's so many awful guys out there, and there are. But that has nothing to do with this guy. The problem is when you let your wariness creep into your conversation, into your communication, your lack of faith, your lack of trust. And suddenly you're acting from a place of fear and scarcity and urgency. Instead of flirting with the new guy that you met, you're so geared to fend off icky guys and prevent anybody from getting in to hurt you. And the problem is that it shows in how you show up and how you communicate. Your texting itself becomes defensive, fearful, somewhat transactional, kind of masculine. Why? Don't want to get hurt, don't want to waste time, don't want to lead on the wrong guy. And then you notice dating isn't that much fun. So that's where today's tip comes in. And it's a really small tip. If we understand that men are starved for validation, attention, affirmation, attraction, if the guy you're talking to hasn't had a compliment from a male friend for a decade, if other women are setting really hard boundaries and trying to interrogate their guys by text, here's one thing you can do that men absolutely love. Give him a pet name. Say something sweet or complimentary in the most offhanded way in the context of a conversation. Hey, handsome, give me a call later tonight. All right, cutie, can't wait to hear your voice later. Slow down there, sweetie. I love your enthusiasm, but we save talk like that for later. Cap it off with some emoji of your choice. You're all set. And I call these flirty flourishes. You don't have to name it that. It's just something I call it in Love You. Flirty flourishes work like a charm. And they work because men are starved for affection. Second, they work because they're really easy to use. They require very little thought. Third, they work because they're not even real compliments. You're not telling him how great he is or how insecure you feel or how you hope he picks you or how you're obsessed with his social media and you've been researching him. You're not putting him up on any pedestal. This is like an offhanded, nothing kind of remark. You're confidently dropping a tiny positive affirmation in text that makes the guy feel like $1 million, little dopamine hit of flirtation without making a real big deal about it. So earlier I mentioned the success of some Love You clients of mine. I want to mention one in particular. Her name is Joan. She's a doctor who came to me last year and was one of the people who just posted a picture in my Love You Facebook group of her and her 10-month boyfriend about how happy they looked. And she told me, and I was shocked to hear this because I think I give pretty good advice, but she told me that if everything that I taught her in a 6-month course with 280 videos about confidence, meeting men, dating, understanding men, relationships, and commitment, the one thing I told her that made the greatest impact on her was what I'm sharing with you today. Once this somewhat traditional, learn to flirt just a little bit more via text, it was like magic how men, and later her boyfriend, softened up, responded to her, and were willing to kind of play by her rules instead of trying to set their own. So yes, I acknowledge there are terrible guys out there. There's always guys who push things too far sexually. We're not talking about those guys. Good guys like to hear a little sweet nothing every once in a while too. Drop a sweetie or a baby or a honey or a cutie or a handsome into your next text and see how well it works. I think you're going to love it, and so will he. Have you struggled to remain flirty via text when there are so many men who are so bad at texting? Share your thoughts and comments below. Thank you for being here. I will see you next week. My name is Marc Katz. Thank you for tuning into the Love You podcast. For more episodes like this on YouTube, click the subscribe button, ring the bell, and choose all to ensure you get notified when new content comes out. If you're listening to the audio podcast, please share an honest review on Apple. More reviews equals more awareness of the Love You podcast and more love in the world. And if you want to find love right now and you're committed to making healthier choices with men so you can have that easy relationship that makes you feel safe, heard, and understood, look for the link below and apply for coaching with me and Love You. Take care.